Guys, look what you got me doing again. I am diving into another Linux distro in today's video, more specifically Nobara OS. Because you all loved our CachyOS video so much, we got to continue the journey and see what other Linux distros are out there and see if this is the Linux distro that'll make me switch full time. We'll talk about that after a word from today's sponsor.
KZ and their Gale IEM earbuds. Are you tired of those bulky over-the-ear headphones that leave your head hurting during those long unemployment level gaming sessions? The solution is quite simple, and it's these IEMs from our sponsor, KZ. More specifically, the KZ Gale in-ear monitors. And these stylish earbuds come packed with tons of features. You can choose between 4 built-in EQ modes that are easily switchable on the IEMs. These modes include an FPS, RPG, music, and default mode, giving optimal modes for every gamer and user out there. Even gamers at the highest level take advantage of the features these IEMs have to offer. One of the benefits to using IEMs is the directional sound quality that you get from these IEMs. And while gaming compared to the normal headphones that I use at home, these IEMs definitely offer a more directional and clear sound for those footsteps in gaming. The onboard microphone, USB Type-C connectivity, and extra earbud sizes that are included in the packaging with these IEMs are definitely an added bonus that add convenience as well. And the best part about these IEMs have to be the price. Starting at $17.99, these come in at a super affordable price, all while beating out the comfort and sound precision from your normal pair of headphones. You can learn more about the KZ Gale IEMs in the link in the description down below. Thanks to KZ for sponsoring today's video. Now back to you, Matt and Jackson.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. Full-time, bit of an exaggeration, but I am definitely contemplating and most likely am gonna do a 30-day challenge where I swap from Windows on my main PC at home to a Linux distro of my choice, just to see if I could use it as my daily driver for gaming purposes, with a little bit of work mixed in, so we'll talk about that later. But in today's video, we're gonna be trying a new Linux distro, Nobara OS, which I'm referencing some of my notes here because again, I am not an expert when it comes to Linux. This is probably a good time for me to explain what this video is and what this video isn't. This video is kind of an exploratory journey of me trying Linux distros as a full-time Windows user. Do I know much about Linux? Absolutely not. Have I tried different Linux distros? Yes, I've tried a couple. I've tried Bazite, I've tried Ubuntu, we tried CachyOS, we tried SteamOS, and we've tried a couple other ones along the way that I'm not really remembering. I think Linux Mint is one I tried before, but for the most part, it's been as simple as installing it on a PC, seeing if it can game, and then moving on back to Windows. This video in no way is a guide. It is certainly just my experience trying a Linux distro as a normal PC gamer and somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience with coding, development, or anything like that. Just somebody who wants to game on a PC and maybe doesn't want to use Windows. That's what this video is for. You guys can see my experience for you guys at home to determine if you want to try the ISO for yourself. So now we explain what this is and what it isn't. Let's talk about what Nobara OS is. Nobara OS is a version of Fedora Linux with out-of-the-box optimizations for gaming in mind, meaning it should have things like Steam installed, I think, optimizations for things like OBS, and all gaming-focused things that somebody switching from Windows would want to have when they're switching over to a new operating system. Now, I believe the creator of this project is known as Glorious Egg Roll in the Linux community. Absolutely awesome name, by the way. But for those looking for an operating system on the Linux platform that is good for gaming out of the box with all the Proton layers and things you need to run games that are not natively compatible on Linux, but also add that layer of customization for those nerds out there who, maybe me at some point, who want to learn and customize the distro to their liking. So we're not gonna waste any more time. I do have a test system over here, which will show you guys some B-roll on screen that we're gonna be using for this install. It is a basic gaming PC featuring a Ryzen 5 9600X, 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, a 1TB Gen 4 SSD. The GPU is an Asus Prime RX 9060 XT 16 gig, and is being all housed on a ASRock B850 motherboard. Now, this is the exact same system we use for CachyOS. I want to keep things a little bit consistent here, just so we can know that it's going to work out of the box. And we chose an AMD GPU because AMD GPUs tend to work really well on Linux, because apparently the driver is on the kernel level of Linux. Guys, I'm learning stuff by reading your comments down below, so please drop more comments, by the way, if you want to teach me stuff on Linux. But there is also an NVIDIA version for this operating system as well, which you could dive into as well. But in today's video, we're going to keep it simple and go AMD. Let's go ahead and head to the voiceover room to build our ISO and see how hard it is or easy it is to build a bootable USB for those who install Nobara on their gaming PC. I keep saying Nobara. It's Nobara, not Nobaro. If I say Nobara throughout the video, you can just yell at me down below. I'm sorry. Okay guys, it is now time to build our USB for Nobara OS. Again, this will be the first time I'm doing this, so I'm kind of going in blind, but again, there is a resource, a wiki as well, similar to CachyOS, that gives me step-by-step on how to do the install if I do get lost along the way, but based on what I'm seeing and based on the hardware I'm using, it should be pretty straightforward. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same method we did before. We're gonna use Rufus. Ventoy is an option, but in this video, I'm gonna focus on using Rufus just to stick with something that I know and it works pretty well. Ventoy would be a good option in the future for for those wanting to load up a bunch of different ISOs to one USB, but just for the sake of keeping these videos consistent, I'm gonna stick with Rufus here, and I'm gonna go in and download the official version of Nobara 42. So we're gonna hit download here. I'm gonna hit I agree, and we're gonna let this download. It looks like we're about a 4.3 gigabyte file, so it's gonna take about 3 minutes on my internet to download. I'm gonna make sure I have Rufus ready to go. I believe I do. Yeah, so I have a copy of Rufus right here. Oh, let that load. Perfect, cool. So I do have Rufus ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my flash drive and get this going. Now, I'm hoping this will just be as simple and straightforward as CachyOS. Based on what I'm seeing, it should be, in terms of everything should just work once I do the bootable USB. Everything should be the default settings once it detects the ISO that I am using, which for Nobara will be the ISO that we're using, Nobara 42 official. And then from there, I should be able to plug it in my PC, make sure secure boot is disabled. That was the big thing I saw on the wiki, is to make sure it's disabled, which I think it is on my test system, but if we have any issues, we'll figure that out right away. I think last time I threw a bunch of errors when I didn't have it enabled. So we'll wait for this to download, get the ISO going, and then from there, we should be ready to get the install going and hopefully have no major issues. All right, so our ISO is ready to go. Let's go ahead and open up Rufus, shall we? So let's minimize this. I don't know what this audio track is. Move this out of the way. All right, guys, so here is Rufus. Once again, you can use a bunch of different builders. I know they said not to use, what was the other one that they said not to use? Balena Etcher, saying it doesn't work in Nobara OS. So that's important to know for those out there trying to build one. Don't use Balena Etcher. It says Rufus works as long as it's set to GPT and DD mode, which for newer versions of Rufus will be set by default. We'll verify that just to be 100% sure once we add this ISO, but super simple. We're just gonna go ahead and click on this. The image you selected is a hybrid OS, is creative made, so file, DD enforced, perfect, there you go, it's automatically doing that for me. It's exactly what I want. There's my flash drive, my 32 gig flash drive. We're gonna go ahead and hit start. All data will be deleted, yes, I am aware of that. And it's gonna go ahead and delete the partitions and build our USB. So as long as you don't throw any errors, which I don't expect to happen, it's actually writing quite quickly, I'll just sit here and wait for that to happen. We should have a bootable USB with Nobara OS that we can install on our PC and see what this operating system is all about. Now, there are different versions of Nobara OS. While this is writing, I could show you guys. So we have the official version, we have a GNOME version, we have KDE, we also have a Steam Home Theater PC setup, which is very similar to something like Bazite, which is really cool as well, that you could install on a home theater PC. I'm focusing more on just the desktop experience because this potentially is going to be my desktop replacement for our 30-day challenge I'm getting ready to work on, where I switch to Linux 30 days on my main gaming PC at home. So this may be a candidate for that. So I want to focus on the official ISO version, but if you guys think I should try something different, let me know down below. And there's also a handheld focused one. So if you are trying to put this on, let's say an ROG Ally or another handheld on the market, you can use the Nobara 42 Steam handheld ISO and install it on a handheld like that. I'm assuming everything will work out of the box similar to Bazite, but again, I haven't tested that myself, so I can't 100% confirm that. Now, you can get an NVIDIA ISO as well. We are going to be going AMD to make things super simple, but you can get an NVIDIA ISO, which is pretty cool to see that you can actually get an NVIDIA GPU to work on a Linux distro. Maybe in the future, we'll try an NVIDIA GPU. I'm a little scared to do that, to be honest, because I feel like that's going to cause more problems than good. But again, that's an experiment I could try later on and see if that works out. But we are still writing currently. Cool, we're about 24%. Check back in once it's done. Okay, guys, it looks like our ISO is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and take our flash drive out. Boom, we are good to go. Let's go ahead and see if this is an easy install similar to CachyOS or if we're gonna have some issues. Scary text may appear. I feel like that always happens with a Linux install. Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and plug up our USB real quick, and we're going to boot in and hopefully be able to easily install Nobara OS. Now, I think the NVMe that was in this system had a Windows install on it before. That doesn't seem to be working right now, so hoping that there's nothing actually wrong with this NVMe. Figure that out here in a minute. So if I have any issues, definitely know there's a potential that the hardware could be the problem. But we're gonna get into the BIOS real quick and try to boot. Let's make sure secure boot is disabled. So secure boot is disabled, not active. We're good there. So let's go ahead and boot to our USB, which I think we want to do the UEFI install. Let's go ahead and boot to the UEFI install. That should take us to where we need to be. And okay, this is looking very similar to other Linux installs. So we have start Nobara 42. So we'll go ahead and start. It's gonna probably have that very scary scrolling text on screen that always feels like something is breaking. Okay, so it looks like we're rebooting, I think, back into it. Okay, so it's loading in. Now, hopefully this will be a very simple user interface that'll allow me to do this install. Oop, I heard a noise. I think it's booting into like a test environment potentially. Let's see. Okay, guys, so here we go into the installer here. We have some updates available, so we'll get to that in just a minute, but let's close this out. Let's go ahead and next. So we want English. We're where we are connected to the internet right now, so this might give us a bunch of default stuff based on our location. Default keyboard, what is your full name? Let's just do Toasty Bros. The name of this computer, Nobara PC. Let's make the password 1234. Reuse as root password. Log in without asking for the password. Okay, so they're making us do a password. So let's do something I can write down. Let's do Toasty Bros Linux. Beautiful. Swap with hibernate, swap no hibernate, no swap the data. Not really sure what that means, I'll be honest with you. Swap with hibernate, swap with no hibernate. I'm just gonna do what it defaulted to. I'm not gonna change anything, we're just gonna leave it what it defaulted to, and we're going to erase the disk. Okay, so it's gonna do that, that's cool. Hit install. Nobara user is about to make change in your disk, so this is gonna do install. Cool. Okay, so again, entry-level Linux user here. I don't know specifically what some of these settings do mean, but we are doing the initial install, and I'm going at this as an average user who's switching from Windows. Will this just work with me going through these settings, or did I mess something up by doing this and not knowing a specific setting? We'll find out very shortly. We're gonna go ahead and let this unpack the image and install and see what we can get. All right, checking back in. It started moving incredibly quickly. As you see, we're up to 90%. So I just want to make sure we're recording in case anything catastrophic happens, but I don't expect that to happen. This seems to be pretty straightforward so far. My key thing with this OS is, will it be as simple as CachyOS with the baked-in installer that allows me to go through and click which settings I want and things that I want to make sure I can get Steam working and have to do nothing else. That's kind of my goal here, is I want these Linux distros to be very simple and as complicated as they want to be, if people do want that. But we're going to go ahead and restart now. And now we should boot right back into the desktop environment. Let's see if it works out the way it's supposed to. Toasty Bros Linux. Beautiful. And now we should be on a desktop. Let's go. All right, so welcome to Nobara Linux. Thank you for choosing Nobara. The 12 screen to guide you through this processes. Take the Nobara installation. Form is required for a system update. I'll do that now. Okay, let's do a system update. All right, sure. All right, so we are doing updates. No known issues currently. Checking repositories. I'll let this do a system update. See if anything happens here. So it prompts me immediately to do system updates, which again, you can let me know. Maybe there is just really important updates, or this is installing the stuff that I'm gonna want. So I'm curious what it's going to be doing specifically. Oh, Steam update Steam. So maybe this is the initial setup stuff that it needs to do. Okay guys, I just swapped over to the capture card just to make things a little bit easier for you guys to see. We are still running some updates here. So we're gonna go ahead and hit install updates. It looks like it did a bunch of different updates for me. It says 894 packages. No idea what these updates are, but we're gonna figure that out as we go. I'm just gonna run all the updates that we can. And then once that is done, we will go ahead and swap to, I guess, the welcome app once we do a restart. Not sure if we need to do a restart. We will do that if need be. And we'll see if everything is just working the way it needs to. But yeah, it's loading all these different files right now, doing all these package updates. So kind of cool. I guess if you're connected to the internet on the first run, you'll get a bunch of updates. Okay. All right, so now we're back in. Let's go to first steps. We already updated our system. Driver utility, good. Install the tweak tool, allows you to customize things such as reduce partitions. I don't think I really need that. Install and update software from the software manager. Packages, so this shows everything I'm assuming that's installed. Okay, cool. So I guess they want us just to launch everything just so we know what it looks like. Driver manager, I guess we'll see if we have our drivers installed. There we go. So we have the valid drivers for the 9060 XT. That's cool, that works good. Install web apps, favorite web browser as a backend. Okay, that's cool. Recommended additions, you can install the Blender suite, you can install OBS. Discord, let's install OBS. That'd be cool to have. Always this is what makes it more user-friendly for people trying to go to Linux. There's a lot of apps that you can get by going into the terminal and looking for applications or do git app or whatever the command is. But just giving you this welcome GUI that allows you to install the key things real quick just makes the step a little bit easier, you know? So then this is just gonna have OBS ready to go after I click install on this. Sick. And I heard one thing, I saw some guy do a video on this, that they've done a lot of optimizations to make OBS work good on here. So that's really cool. I will say though, on first impressions, the startup and the amount of time it requires to get up and running is a lot slower than CachyOS. And there might be a reason for that, and you guys can let me know down below. But the setup is taking a bit longer. CachyOS was kind of a, hey, you're in, follow this guide, type a couple lines in, you have Steam and everything ready to go, you're good. In theory, I probably could just ignore all of this and go straight to Steam based on the fact that I see Steam is installed. So maybe that's just how I'm going about it, but it does feel like a longer process. This might be a theme throughout this operating system, but this is taking a while. This is taking longer than if I were to go through and just say, I'm gonna go to Google Chrome, I'm gonna download OBS, I'm gonna hit install and get it ready. This has been a process. Okay, so I'm getting a GTK warning, unknown key modules. No idea what that means. We'll see if OBS works when we get to it, but we'll hit OK. I'm gonna ignore Discord for now because that took a little bit of time. Optional steps, you can install DaVinci Resolve, Proton GE. I should probably see if this works. Oh, and okay, so basically it is already on there. Cool. Troubleshooting issues. Do we have any issues here? Join the community, continue Nobara. Beautiful. All right, the ultimate thing. Can I launch Steam? Boom, here we go. Steam setup, updating Steam runtime environment. All right, it's updating Steam. This is Update Simulator. I swear, I downloaded the latest official version, by the way. I didn't download some old version. I downloaded it this morning, came in here and installed it. I haven't changed clothes, have I? Or maybe I just never changed clothes, I don't know. But we're getting this going. Steam updates normally always happen, though. I had that happen on CachyOS also, so I can't really blame Nobara for this. But so we have Brave as our default browser. And now this is probably the part where I can start installing stuff. But let's just go and see. No hardware survey. Let's not do that. Let's go and just see real quick what else we got on here. So all applications, look at system settings. So we're currently running the dark mode. I like that. Let's Breeze. Wait, no, are we on the dark mode? Hit apply. Oh, we weren't on the full dark mode. There we go. Breeze. Ooh, no, hell no. Let's do dark mode. Animation speed instant. Yeah, I want some quick. I want it to feel like CachyOS. I want stuff to just yeah, that's what we want. Keyboard and mouse, so you can see my keyboard, touchpad, screen edges. Okay, cool. Game controller settings, which I'm assuming out of the box, a game controller would be detected. Where is a game controller I can use? Oh, it's over here. Plug it up and see if that just works. I'll plug in the controller, see if it just picks up. Hey, look at that. Xbox controller, beautiful. Let's see, a drawing tablet, display and monitor, Bluetooth settings, printers, wallpapers. Okay, cool. Power management, when it goes to sleep. I don't want it to go to sleep. Let's actually turn that off. Do nothing. That all seems straightforward. Now that we have Steam installed, let's go ahead and get some games going, shall we? So we'll see. Let's go ahead and do, oh, I gotta go here. Wait, let's go to settings and install the compatibility. So we go to compatibility, Proton Experimental, restart. Okay, make sure it is running Proton Experimental. You could also run, what was it, the Proton Plus? Is that the tools manager? We'll see. We'll see that it just works. What it should do is allow us to now install games that aren't normally natively installable on Linux. Perfect. So yeah, I can pretty much install everything here. These are all the native Linux games, which Linux has improved dramatically. Look at all these supported Linux games. But I have a bunch of other ones that I can just install. Same thing does apply though. Anti-cheat, gonna be a problem. Last time we did Black Mesa, so I'll just include that for the fun of it. I think it is actually a natively supported Linux game. I know people were talking about me running that as an older game. Well, we're gonna include it anyways, might as well. What else do we got here? I wonder if Claire would run on this. This would be a game, I will say, I'm about to beat the game. I'm almost there. So I probably won't be playing it when I end up doing the actual switch, but it would be important for me to see if it runs. Doom the Dark Ages, will that work? Let's try that. Let's do CS, a little esports action. So we'll install that. Okay, so we're gonna let everything download. We'll come back in, make sure everything launches okay. I am also gonna see if I can do the overlay software that I did for CachyOS, if I can get that to work again. If not, we'll use Steam's built-in one, that'll work just fine. But we're just gonna let everything download. It's pre-caching right now. And hopefully, this will just be super seamless, even though it did take a while to get there.
We are playing Killing Floor on Nobara OS.
Nobara OS.
It looks pretty normal. You know, honestly, right now, I wouldn't know them in a different OS.
Yeah, so I got Jackson set up here. Obviously, I kind of went through this whole journey to start the day, but now Jackson's here, and he is going to get a chance to game on it. We're playing Killing Floor 3, which I will say, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, from what I've noticed, there is no native Linux version for this game. So this one is using a compatibility layer, so far, running really good. It did do all like the Vulkan shaders at the start, which actually replaced the shaders that happen when you launch the game, where it just takes forever to load shaders. The Vulkan shaders before kind of replaced that, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and we're running max FOV on a custom preset that's basically just medium. Let's see, do we have... So no ray tracing.
No ray tracing.
And FSR balanced, and it's running pretty good.
It's 1440p, so this is looking pretty dang good. Now, we were going to start with Doom. That was one of the games I did install for Jackson to try. I was able to launch Doom, and it was working, but once you enabled FSR, it went to this like weird black screen that even if you restarted multiple times, you couldn't fix. And from my quick Googling, there really is no like safe mode baked in the Doom. Thanks, Doom, for that. I wish there would be a safe mode. Windows or Linux, regardless, put a safe mode in your game so you can actually fix things if you break them. And people were having trouble getting that to go away or default. So kind of weird. We are running FSR here now, so it's not really like FSR
every game.
Every game. FSR seems to work just fine in this game. For whatever reason, their setup for Doom just wasn't working.
Another thing that if that does ever happen to anyone at home that you can try, you're just going to have to do some research, is going to Steam launch options, where you can do like startup commands. You might be able to do like some type of safe mode or force a resolution, or you might be able to do like default settings even.
There could be a default settings ones that would work, but yeah, this is just, again, it's not really a benchmark. I mean, we've tested this GPU and CPU before. It's more or less just to show you guys that, hey, we launched games. We got the overlay working, by the way, too. Go overlay, the same thing from the Cache OS video. If you want to see that, watch that. It's literally just a one command line install, and then you could customize it however you want. And it can be very simple like this or more intense if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I think adding to what Matt said, the whole benchmark, I mean, I know we get this a lot. It's like, do you get way more FPS with Linux? And it's like, from our testing, no, not really. I mean, obviously, if you have a lot up in Windows and you have all kinds of background tasks that you don't need, Linux could definitely get you more. And if you're on older hardware, Linux could also get you more. But on anything newer, the stuff's usually optimized to run pretty well on any OS. But yeah, this looks pretty good.
Nice. Let's move on to the next game. All right, guys, just for the consistency's sake of the fact that I've tested this on all the Linux distros we've been testing recently, we got Black Mesa, which shout out to the developers, by the way. They gave us a bunch of game keys, which maybe I'll give away one of them to you all in the comments down below. If you want one, let me know. This is a fun game, remake of the original Half-Life. It looks pretty dang good. And I got it on sale during the Steam Summer Sale, and the developers reached out. So, hey, shout out to you guys for that. I want to go ahead and turn off, this is one where I had a bug where I had to turn on VSync and then turn it off to get the FPS cap to go away. So FPS is on there. Let's go back, go to video, and then VSync off, hit apply. And there we go. Hey, now we're getting 290 plus FPS. We are using Steam's overlay for this one. For whatever reason, Mango HUD did not want to hook. I remember that being a problem last time that I was able to troubleshoot, but I figured this would be a good time to show you guys the Steam overlay and how this works. Hey, we're in 200 FPS, shows the averages and the lows, and a little tiny frame time graph that you can use for your own data purposes. And no, I'm not aim hacking. I have the controller aim assist mode on, which makes it easier for controller players to play this game, and well, I left it on for the mouse. So, hey, this is another game that launches perfectly fine, good performance. And I think this is a pretty cool distro so far. We're going to try one more game, CS, which is known for not being super friendly because it's a competitive game, but it is a game that the anti-cheat does work on Linux, so you can actually play competitively and not have to worry about all the anti-cheat problems that do happen with other big name titles like Call of Duty and Fortnite that it will not run properly on Linux. Just so you know, it will not run properly, and it could keep you, and I know Jackson is a perfect example of that, from wanting to switch or even try Linux because the games that they play on a regular basis, you can't play. So this is looking pretty dang good. Let's go ahead and swap to CS to round things out, and then I will mess with OBS. I want to see what OBS works like, if it does work on this, because we got the whole OBS install good to go, and then go from there. But hey, shout out to Black Mesa team. Had to test this again for our Linux video. All right, guys, I changed my mind. I want to launch Clear Obscure real quick. Let's go to our settings, because I think these are running some, well, pretty aggressive settings here. Yeah, we're on high settings. Let's go medium. Let's try there's no FSR in this game, so we will try TSR at 75% on the medium preset, and let's set full screen here. because I think it's running at 4K, which we do not want to do on this PC. Let's do 1440p. McAllister might have to resync. Let's see. Nope, no resync actually. It looks like it just worked. And as you can see, running around in clear obscure, getting about 70 FPS. I am running very early in the game because, well, I've got a lot further and I don't want to give you guys any spoilers. But this one seems to be working with upscaling. Jackson is here now. He can see what's going on here. I'm going to run the same practice match I did 1,000 times and see if everything holds up. But hey, this is our AAA title that it did like prompt to get a runtime that you needed to add to get things to work. But once you went through like the little GUI to get it set up, it just worked. So that is always good to see. I'm so good at this game. So good at this game. And also, you never fight this character ever again, so I like don't even know what their moveset is. But no, again, having a game like this, and we were talking about this in a YouTube short, is it AAA? I don't know. What is your categorization of AAA title? Let me know down below.
It runs like a AAA.
It does run like a AAA. It's a really well done game. It's probably what I would say is the best way to describe this.
Quadruple A?
Quadruple A.
You got one.
I swear I'm on the last boss, guys. I swear I actually am. All right, this will finally end this. All right,
You're overcharged.
I'm overcharged. Boom. Hey, this one runs good. Let's get Jackson to play his favorite game of all time, CS2. The GOAT.
Oh, fun. All right, we're playing some CS2, and I will say I'm not running competitive settings like at all. I actually have the game at 1440p, and we're running like very high settings.
Nice.
And you know, with this game being on the new engine and everything, it can actually get kind of demanding.
It can. We're only getting like 100 FPS.
Yeah.
Which I say only 100. So this hardware on lower settings would probably get like 400 or 500 FPS. So that's kind of why I was saying that. But hey, this is a competitive game that is working online currently, which is something you can't say about a lot of competitive games on Linux. So at least shout out to CS for their anti-cheat working.
Yep. Which is something that you know, we'd like to see for a lot more games to do, because that's really the biggest downfall of Linux. Like, it's not like there's any major like drawbacks to it besides the fact that there's certain games that you just can't play. And I know some of you guys are going to say, play better games, and it's like that's not
constructive at all. It's not constructive because people like games that they're going to play. You can't tell them that they can't play their games and then force them to switch to an operating system. It doesn't make any sense. But this runs.
And not to mention, you know, it's like I said earlier about the whole Windows versus Linux in games. I'd have no clue what OS I'm on right now. Yeah. The only thing that like somewhat, I guess the overlay's a little weird, but I would just assume someone's using a different overlay in Windows. I wouldn't assume that I'm on Linux right now. So at the end of the day, like we were just saying, gamers are going to be gamers. Don't you know, judge people for what they're playing, and let's get more people on the PC quest.
So let's go ahead and show you guys as this match is ending. Let's show you guys the OBS install, see if that works the way it's supposed to. And then from there, we'll wrap this up because you know what? This was not a super complicated setup. We're gaming, it's working, and we'll talk about which one of these distros we like the most. Should I do CachyOS for my 30-day challenge, or should I do this one? I am noticing one thing. I don't know if this is like the latest version of OBS Studio. Could be. But it does have the vertical streaming built in for multi-streaming, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to just make sure the obvious things work. So let's go ahead and add, and I will say there's a lot of stuff. Look, Indie iSource is in by default.
Yeah, so screen capture pipe wire.
So we have all these different mods like installed by default, which is pretty cool. So you can play different file type formats through OBS. It is a little overwhelming because there's a lot of different stuff going on here.
Screen capture maybe?
Yeah, through pipe wire. So maybe it needs like a modified version to make it work. But we'll go ahead and click this one and wow, there it is. There's our screen, guys. So maybe some of the stuff doesn't work natively, so they just built it like this and then made it like something that you could just, well, use out the gate.
That looks pretty normal.
That looks normal. Output recording settings, which we'll do a little recording here just so you have it. So open H.264, an encoder that is, I guess, more Linux friendly.
I noticed too, it seemed like that, was there an audio? Go back to streaming real quick.
Multi-track video. Optimize your settings in multiple qualities. So I guess for multi-track audio through Twitch.
Go back to output, and then I think it was under
Oh, it's a different audio encoder.
I'm not
so
used to
libfd, but the libfdk AAC audio encoder.
Never heard of that.
Never heard of that one before. Same thing for here. Let me up the bitrate a little bit so the quality doesn't look like absolute garbage. Also, so we use, the only thing I'm wondering with OpenH264, I'm guessing that's going to use the GPU encoder on the 9060 XT. So we'll see what that quality looks like. But we'll go and hit this, hit record.
I'd be curious, because I know another thing with Linux is sometimes it can be a little weird with some NVIDIA cards. I wonder if it has NVENC and everything.
I wonder, there is a specific install for this one that is for NVIDIA GPUs. So it comes with an NVIDIA GPU driver. So that one might have a different OBS layout and everything. So now here's a little test recording. We'll hit stop, and McAllister will show you guys what that looked like right here, just to see if the quality's good. Again, this isn't like gaming and streaming at the same time, but if I do switch to this OS, I most certainly will test that with OBS. But we'll go and pull up the video file. Where did that go? That's going to be the question of the century here.
I bet it's probably under video or something. Oh, okay, I forgot this isn't. I was like, just go to the file explorer. I was like, oh wait, it's a little different.
There it is. Boom. Oh wait, who are we going to open it with?
I think you can probably get VLC.
Yeah.
I think VLC is pretty good about being on everything. So guys, this is the best part about any Linux install is you always want to make it harder than it needs to be. You know, you want to find the command and everything.
Make you look like a pro. Well, you guys can tell me down below where that would be, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to transfer this file to a Windows PC, so you guys can actually see it record for whatever reason. You're all gonna see it in a video editor anyways, so we'll make sure it actually looked okay. I don't really know why it doesn't have a default, or why the recordings now are not working. Let me just try that one more time. Let's see. Like how it doesn't know what to pick. Like at least with Windows, I'll give Windows credit. It'll have like a suggestion of apps. This one is just giving me, can I watch it in Brave? I can watch it in Brave.
There you go.
Boom.
Sick.
There you go.
Watching a video.
Hey, I didn't know you could watch in Brave. All right, cool. So that worked, actually. So that's cool. Hey, OBS, again, there's still stuff with the Linux here. You got to do some tweaking here. But for the sake of the video and gaming focus and the first intro, we got it done. Let's wrap this video up.
All right, that's another Linux distro announced. We have now tested out Nobara, and I'm gonna say it's pretty cool. I mean, we got a normal desktop environment that doesn't feel super far off from Windows, so it's not super hard to use, and obviously for gaming, it does just fine.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the testing of Nobara Linux, a Fedora distro that is optimized for gaming. And it's a pretty straightforward install, and I don't have any major complaints, but I want to hear from you guys because it is now time for me to decide my 30-day challenge switch to Linux for my gaming PC at home. Are we doing CachyOS? Are we doing Nobara Linux? I want to know from you guys down below. Which one do you think will be the best for my use case and what you guys want to know at home? And I will pick the best one. Whatever one you vote for the most, I will do. So let us know in the comments down below.
But as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, whether you like Linux or you hate Linux, PCBros.tech, we can ship you a PC with Windows on it, or you can install your own OS if you want.
PCBros.tech, we feature gaming PCs here on the YouTube channel and sell them over at PC Bros and a bunch of other systems ready to go at great prices. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You will save 3% of your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.